Good morning. It's 9 a.m. We'll call to order the June 17th, 2025 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Board, in front of you, you have the meeting minutes from the June 3rd regular meeting.
I'll move to approve those minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Introduction of guests: Jericho Schoaf, Dion Urbina, Nate Crow, Clint Seitz, Anita Akey, Rodney Werschlager, Tyler Brandon, Bill Brandon, Sean Miller, Adam Barton, Nathan Fry, Philip Balliet, Kenny Depew, Kelly Ward, Connor Meehan, Chuck Taylor, Jeff Jones, Devin Bolin. Welcome. We'll move on to communications. We have 3 years of service awards and then a swearing in of a APD Reserve police officer. We'll do yours. That's okay. We'll begin with Anita Akey from Water. Oh, there he is. I was like, I knew Randy was there somewhere. So, again, I'd like to just congratulate you for all you do down at the Water Department for 5 years. I think you kind of lead that ship in the office, keep Randy on track. So, again, I appreciate that. And, you got some words, Randy?
Yeah, I do. So Anita's a central hub for our water department. She does a great job of keeping us all in check. We're just a bunch of guys, and her hard work, dedication, attention to detail. She's a true administrative professional, and we greatly appreciate what she does for us. And got the guys in the field keeping the water flowing. She keeps things in the office flowing and heading in the right direction. So we hope to keep her around for many more years. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, we have Tyler Brandon with Street. Bill, you can come on up, please, too. Ten years. You don't look old enough to be here 10 years. But no, appreciate what you do as well. I know I've had the opportunity to go out in the field and work with Tyler. I went out in the plow truck with you this year, and I can tell you, he made me nervous, but he knew what he was doing. And him and they have a team that they work with. I think your team for the winter months has been together for a while, and you can see the dynamic there, and it was just impressive. But just want to thank you again for 10 years. And Bill, you want to say something?
Well, one thing I've learned about Tyler is he's a quick learner. He started down there and show him what he wants done, and he picks up on it and takes off and runs with it. And it's just been a pleasure to have him working down there. Congratulate him on the 10 years that he's been there, and I hope that you enjoyed enough that you continue on.
Well, you present it.
Trailer?
Oh.
Thank you.
Next, we have Adam Barton, 25 years. Actually, let me rephrase that. Detective Barton, 25 years with the Auburn PD. That's a long time. Put up with this guy. No, I'm just kidding. And same thing. Thank you for 25 years. I know you worked your way up through the ranks over that time. And I would say, I think I can speak on behalf of the chief as well, that honored to have you as part of the team. And for all you do in the community. You know, I know your guys' job's not easy, and just commend you on 25 years. I appreciate all you've done for the city of Auburn. Thank you.
Yes, exactly what Mary says. You know, Adam's been here 25 years. As law enforcement, you don't see that much anymore. Retention and the culture of law enforcement is hard. So appreciate your 25 years and look forward to some more.
25 more? No. All right, next we'll be swearing in Dion Urbina. He will be the newest member to the Auburn Police Department Reserve Program. And we'll swear him in. He'll face me. Okay. Raise your right hand. This is to certify that on the 17th day of June 2025, Dion Urbina was appointed by the mayor of the city of Auburn as a reserve police officer in and for the city of Auburn, according to the laws of the state of Indiana and ordinances in such cases made and provided, and witness thereof. We have hereunto set our hands and seal of said city this 17th day of June 2025. Repeat after me. I, Dean Dion Urbina,
I, Dion Urbina,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the ordinances of the City of Auburn,
and the ordinances of the City of Auburn,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly, and impartially
honestly, and impartially
discharge the duties of a police officer
discharge the duties of a police officer
of the City of Auburn, Indiana,
of the City of Auburn, Indiana,
until relieved,
until relieved,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
according to the best of my skill and ability,
and according to law.
and according to law.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You want a photo, Chief?
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll move on to reports from department heads, building and planning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 2 items on the agenda. First, our department would like to surplus the 2007 GMC Envoy and then transfer it to the street department.
I'll move to approve surplusing the 2007 Envoy to the street department.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you. Next, this is Remba Group LLC is requesting approval of as-built plans and a maintenance bond for a water main extension located at the new Dollar General located East 7th Street and County Road 35.
I'll move to approve the water main extension as-built and the maintenance bond for Dollar General.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussions or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing from IT this morning. That brings us to AES.
Good morning. We have 4 items for you this morning. Our first item is a purchase from KGP for our FlexNet material for our Garrett. Next location will be our LCP 7. The amount is $79,421.68.
I will move to approve the KGP purchase order for $79,421.68.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Next, we have a utility permit agreement with the DeKalb County Drainage Board for the James Ferguson Warner Lateral Regulated Drain. And this is for rural expansion down 427.
I'll move to approve the utility permit agreement with the DeKalb County Drainage Board.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign.
Our next item is a generator service agreement with W.W. Williams. They have the winning bid, and this is for 3 years. Total for 3 years will be $17,454, and $2,700 of that annual for the 3 years will be for our AES Tower location, and the remaining $14,745 is for the Auburn electric substations and main generator.
I will move to approve the generator service agreement renewal with W.W. Williams for a total bid of $17,454.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And last, we have a request to purchase some more equipment to upgrade our network for our XGS technology. This is through Calix, and these will be for our E7-XGS-PON equipment with multi-PON cards. And that total amount will be for $173,215.20.
I will move to approve the purchase agreement with Calix, and the total amount of that is $173,215.20.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing from Human Resources this week, nor the city attorney, so that brings us to the city engineer.
Good morning.
One.
Just have one item this morning. This is a request by DeKalb County to accept the dedication of Potter Drive as a public roadway. The county has put together a dedication document. The county has already executed their portion of it. This would be the acceptance of that in this document. This dedication, once fully accepted and executed by the city, will confirm the governing authority of Potter Drive to the city of Auburn as it relates to ownership, regulation, control, and maintenance.
I'll move to approve the dedication of Potter Drive as a public road.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions?
I have one question on that. So what that means is if it needs repairs or even like just as simple as snow plow, we are doing that. The city of Auburn is doing that.
That's correct. And we have been doing that for at least 2 years. The area was annexed in 23 and we took over the maintenance on it at that time.
There's no other questions or discussion. I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have clerk treasurer.
Good morning. I have 3 items this morning, all in relation to the city's application to an OKRA PFP grant on behalf of the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Automobile Museum. The first item is a letter of support, my support of the application.
I will move to approve the letter of support for the ACDAM application.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the support letter. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
The second item is the CFO's local match certificate letter, also for the Okra PFP grant application.
I will move to approve the signature for the ability to sign the CFO local match certificate letter with ACDAM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the local match certificate letter. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
The third item is to sign the debt and open grant report, also for the Okra grant for ACD AM.
I will move to approve the signing of the debt and open grant report for ACDAM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the grant report. Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, nothing from fire this week, so that brings us to the mayor. I'm going to just begin by sharing that up here we have Jack and Lila. They're both going into their 7th grade year at DeKalb Middle School, and they were two of the two lucky winners of the mayor for the day. I think we had 16 applications, so you'll see us out and about today for a little while. We've already made it through City Hall, so be on the lookout today. So the first item I have for the board is the authorization for the mayor to sign the grant application itself for the Auburn Court Duesenberg Museum project.
I'll move to approve authorization for mayor to sign the grant application for ACDAM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The next I have is an authorization for me to sign just the support letter that the museum will need for Okra.
I'll move to approve authorization for mayor to sign the support letter.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Then lastly, I have the HUD 2880 disclosure report to sign. That is a requirement that needs to be submitted with the application.
I'll move to approve the HUD 2880 disclosure report.
Second.
I have a motion to second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. And then also requesting a blanket approval for signatures needed by the mayor just from now until our next Board of Works meeting on July 1st, just so that we can meet time constraints if needed.
I will move to approve blanket approval for the mayor to provide signatures as needed between meetings for ACDAM.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. And then lastly, I have fire inspection and monitoring contract for VFP fire systems. This will cover City Hall, Auburn Electric, Street, our WPC, Parks, and that'll be for the monitoring of the fire systems, emergency lighting, backflows, and so on. This will actually place all of our departments under one contract, where before I believe we had up to 4 vendors at one time servicing different pieces of the system. So
Do we need to list those?
that's it. You want this from individual, all right? Okay. I will say with the amounts as presented.
I'll move to approve the fire inspection and monitoring contract with VFP Fire Systems.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Nothing from Parks and Rec this week, so that brings us to police.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First item on the agenda is a street closure request for Carve Market. They're requesting street closure on July 25th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. for Big Green Egg Festival. The closure will be on 5th Street from Main to Cedar. If alcohol is served, Auburn PD will be providing security.
I will move to approve the street closure for Carve Market, July 25th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? I've just got one question, Chief. So on the request, it says providing security from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So they are aware that between the 10 and 5, no alcohol should be served, correct?
Correct. They're not even sure they're going to be serving yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you. Next is a street closure request for the DeKalb County Fair Board Association. This is a 2-part system. Part 1, this would be for the downtown area, also known as the Midway, from September 20th, 2025 at 4 p.m. until September 28th, 2025 at 6 a.m. And then Part 2 would be commonly known as the industrial tent. That would actually start prior to Part 1 on Monday, September 15th at 7 a.m. and until Tuesday, September 30th at 4 p.m. so they can set up and tear down the tent.
I will move to approve Part 1 and Part 2 for the street closure for the DeKalb County Fair Board.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the street closures for the fair. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you. Next, Auburn Police is requesting to apply for NIPSCO safety grant in the amount of $5,000.
I'll move to approve the application for the NIPSCO safety grant in the amount of $5,000.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Good luck.
Thank you.
If there's no other discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Next is a request to abate a property. Auburn Building and Planning and Police Department's requesting the property at 1521 Hazel Street be abated for tall grass.
I will move to approve the high grass and weeds abatement for 1521 Hazel Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
I did have one question on this. Chief, was this discovered by routine patrols, or does this get called in by neighbors?
The vast majority is called in by the public. Obviously, this spring and early summer, we've had a lot of rain. So we've gave people a little bit more opportunity to get those items taken care of. But a lot of them will come in either by it's a 3-part system, the police department, building and planning, or citizen complaint. I think this one came in citizen complaint.
Thank you.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. And lastly, I'd request to amend the agenda for a grant acceptance.
I will move to amend the agenda for the grant acceptance.
Second.
Okay, well, we have a motion second to amend the agenda. Any questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. Auburn Police is requesting to accept the Walmart grant in the amount of $1,500.
I will move to approve the acceptance of the $1,500 Walmart grant.
Second.
We have a motion second to accept the Walmart grant. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have street.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Street Department has several items today. First is the Street Department would like to surplus a 1985 Chevrolet truck with a Western snow plow, and transfer that to the Police Department.
I'll move to approve surplusing the 85 Chevy and transferring that to the police department.
Second.
And motion is second. And that includes the plow. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Second item I have is the authorization to purchase a new 2025 Ford from Ben Davis Ford in the amount of $56,900.
I'll move to approve the vehicle purchase of the 2025 4x4 crew cab from Ben Davis Ford in the amount of $56,900.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
The third item I have is to surplus the 2007 GMC Envoy to be used for trade-in for that previous Ford vehicle.
I will move to approve surplusing the 2007 Envoy to be used as trade-in.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, our last surplus here. We've got one more item. Would like to surplus the Street Department's 2020 Chevy Traverse and transfer that to the mayor's office to be used as a pool vehicle.
I'll move to approve surplusing the 2020 Chevy Traverse and transferring that to the mayor's office as a pool vehicle.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion?
One question. This pool vehicle is not just for the mayor's office, city.
For City Hall. Yeah, so I want to commend the departments. They do a good job when it comes to trade-ins because, trading in this 2007 versus a 2020. For example, Building and Planning was looking at a pool vehicle next year. Instead of trading in the 2020, we're trading in an old vehicle and just transferring that over. So, which, hopefully we get 10 years out of that. That'd be great. So,
Well, according to the other one we did, that was 1985. I think we're going to get 40 years.
I hope so. But they do a good job with transferring equipment.
Police departments
Then
do.
the departments
Yes.
are able to surplus it now.
Should have made that comment earlier, but we still have a 4-year-old truck that is out being used and serviceable. Commendable.
So if there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And then the final item that we have is renewing contract renewal from NDOT to the city for street sweeping on State Road 8. That will be a 4-year contract.
I'll move to approve the contract with NDOT for sweeping services, the amount of $1,836 a year.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Question? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing from electric this week, so that brings us to water.
Good morning.
Morning.
One item to request your approval on this morning. We have a proposal from Dixon Engineering for performing maintenance inspections on 2 of our water towers. These will be for the Fulton and Duesenberg tanks. We do these every 5 years to see how their overall condition is, interior, exterior, how close they are to getting in need for repairs and things like that. We actually budgeted for one of these for this year and the second one for next year. However, Dixon Engineering has stated that they could come do them both at the same time. We can save about $2,500 between the two and hold the invoice for the second tank inspection until the start of the next fiscal year. So they'll come this fall, they'll do them both, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get the invoice for the first tank. They'll hold the invoice for the next one for another month or two before we get that one. So
I will move to approve the contract with Dixon for the water tower inspection services. The total amount on that is $9,500.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
thank you.
Thank you.
On these inspections, I'd also like to note too that the one in particular for the Fulton Tower, this inspection is needed ahead of a possible repainting job for next year. So we'll see if we can be able to get a few more years out of that, or we need to go ahead and paint it next year. So thank you.
Thanks. Nothing from water pollution this week. Our next Board of Works regular meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, July 1st, 2025 at 9 a.m. Is there any other business to come before the board?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.